I'm very happy to be here to kind of kick off today's professional day. Um, my name is Jamie Fitzgerald. I'm the Interim Vice President of Instruction, and I am very excited for the work that's planned for today. Yeah, why don't we get it going? So I wanted to focus first on talk a little bit about why there is such a focus on accessibility, both in terms of federal and state laws and in our own instructional operational plan. This has been prioritized for a number of reasons, and we know about the DOJ mandate. But I think more importantly than that even is that we're talking about accessibility in education, and referring to equal access and opportunity for all students and staff, regardless of their physical, sensory, behavioral, cognitive, or other disabilities. Like right now, we can't say that across the board, we're providing that for our students and our staff. We are in pockets, but we cannot say with 100% certainty that we are across the board, which is an incredibly important social justice issue for us. Like we need to meet this moment. All of us have heard and maybe even experienced firsthand, heartbreaking stories of students who have been effectively denied access to education because of a disability. And this is never our intention, right? Like this is not something that we, want to do. Rather, this is how our system is built, right? Our system was built to exclude people with disabilities, with never those experiences in mind. And that's what we need to do. We need to change our system. And that's what's happening, right? With the work that's happening today. And I know people have been doing work for years to try to meet this moment. So I do want to honor the work that people are, where people are at with this. And I think the planning for today, recognizes that. But we really do need to make sure that we're changing the system to make sure that students and staff, and with both permanent and temporary disabilities, can effectively get the same information, they can participate in the same level of interactions and enjoy the same benefits and services as their peers without disabilities, right? The goal is to create inclusive learning and teaching environments where students can thrive and achieve their full potential. And I think this is, I know certainly with my own professional development work in accessibility, because this applies to us all, right? Not just faculty, not just instruction, but everybody has to make sure that we're meeting this goal. This is going to benefit everybody. We become better educators, we become better colleagues as a result of this work. And it's expanding and growing, how we serve our communities. So I'm very excited to be here. I'm very grateful to a big team of people that I'll recognize here in a moment. I want to talk a little bit about a few things that are going to happen as part of our agenda today. I did also want to mention that there's going to be more opportunities to continue this work with this kind of guidance and support that we're getting from eLearning and others. On November 20th, there will be an all instruction meeting that's entirely dedicated to this work. So working with instructional deans and the eLearning office and Excellence in Teaching Collaborative to plan that day. There's also the fabulous eLearning drop-ins and Excellence in Teaching Collaborative Working Cafe. I believe that's on many Fridays from 9 to 12. All of this can be found on the eLearning website. I would encourage people to seek that out for some of that guided kind of support. Then we're looking ahead too at other opportunities like in-services in the winter and in the spring. So as you can see on the slide here, we have some new tech that's going to help us meet this goal. Whitney and her team are going to work and collaborate with a new partner, YuJa Panorama, to help us understand, some of the technology that can help us with remediation. This is something that's going to help certainly students, faculty, and staff, and it's supported by Guided Pathways funding. So I do want to thank especially Whitney, the folks in the purchasing office, the Guided Pathways advisory team for really quick work last week and into this week to get this purchase set. So folks can be here today, I think from YuJa Panorama to work with us to introduce us to this new resource. As far as the expectations for today, we're really trying to meet you all where you're at. So the design of today's professional day is really trying to provide the kind of guided support that people have been asking for. There will be some presentations kind of this morning, and then really kind of like a choose your own adventure style of professional development. So there's a lot of options. Hopefully you've taken a look at this on the eLearning website in terms of the agenda and some of the workshops that are available. There's open labs, there's individual work time. All of this comes with guidance and support. So I'm very, very excited and about the agenda for today. A lot of people have worked very hard to put this together. So I'm very grateful to all of them. In fact, I just wanted to name some of those folks in particular. Dr. Ellie Parviz, she is our new faculty professional day coordinator. So Ellie has stepped into this role and has been doing fantastic. We have our folks, fabulous folks in the eLearning team. And really, truly, we can't say enough about what these folks do and how they have helped the entire college grow. Our eLearning is a thriving department and just really doing fabulous work, of course, led out by Whitney Boswell and her team, Cora Winters, Shannon Newman, Kate Tansky, and Kim Rochelle. And then our Faculty Professional Day Committee, Professors Rachel Stewart, Melissa Valenciano, Sarah Billingham-Martin, John Nuttall, Janie Haney, Heidi Aranda. We have Dean of English and Humanities, Ian Sherman, and the Vice President of EDI, Kit Alston. So a lot of folks have worked together to put this day for you, and I'm very grateful to them for all the work. And yeah, that is my introduction and welcome. So thank you for everything. Enjoy the day. Make the most of it. Look for an email that'll be coming out later. We do need to keep track of our, of our work on this. So there will be a Microsoft form coming out for folks later today to account for your time. So we'll send reminders about that into next week as well. If people have questions, please let us know. And yeah, I do see the chat. I think Kate is also recognizing our faculty in residence, Krish, Luther, Jamie, Ari, and Lisa. Yep. Really, yeah, very, very proud of all of this work and very privileged to be a part of it in a small way. So thank you all, and good luck.
Thank you, Jamie. I'm going to take over now and give you a few bits of information first. So there's been lots of questions about what does this look like and who's going to look at my class and how do I know if my stuff is accessible and all of that sort of thing. And that has been given to IC to decide. So they are working on how they're going to monitor courses and when that's going to happen and what happens if the course isn't accessible. So stay tuned to learn from IC what that looks like, and your division chairs give them feedback when they come to you. But today we're going to focus on doing the work and making sure that our students have a better experience. A reminder, federal deadline is in April 2026. It's coming up. It's a law. It's been there for decades. We should have been accessible long before now. But from where we are, it is literally impossible for us to get fully accessible by April 2026. I recognize this. But we still need to do the work, but set some priorities, start working on the highest need, and make a plan. And if it goes past that, because it's going to go past that, that's okay. Like, we can show, if we get audited, we can show, this is where we were, this is our plan, this is how far we've come, this is where we're going, and that's all we can do. So be kind to yourselves and don't burn yourselves out doing this work, because that doesn't do any of us any good. So today, we have our welcome. We're going to have some presentations, but at the same time, after the welcome, you can go do individual work if you prefer doing that. Our presentations are on the new tool Panorama, AI tools, and decision trees on how to treat content that you have. And then after that, we'll have open labs. So that's where you'll have an expert in the room. So there's general help with like Excel, Canvas, PowerPoint, Word, and then STEM specific help, Open Labs, AI Open Lab, and PDF Open Lab. And then there is an optional divisional space should you want to meet as a division and talk about specific issues that you're all facing. And you can either hang out in there, there's a Zoom room for that, and do your own work. But if by chance you're like, we need someone to help us, you can either send someone over to one of the open labs and say, hey, can we get someone over in our division room? Or you as a division can come over to the open lab and ask questions and get help. That is the wrong direction. Okay, so I'm going to give you a bit of an overview of the 3 presentations that are going on so you get a sense of what they are and if you want to go to them. So the accessibility in AI, there's a couple of tools that'll be shared. One is the GRC Accessibility GPT. So this is a very specific GPT made for us. It's looking at the WCAG 2.1 AA guidelines, or Washington checklist for course design, and I believe another thing I can't remember. But this is kind of what it looks like. On the left-hand side, there's a screenshot of the chat, and there's a document that I uploaded, and I asked it a question: what do I need to do to make this Word document more accessible? And so it came out with, well, you know, you're actually doing some things really well. Here's what they are. And then it moves on to, okay, you do have some issues and here's how to fix them. So the heading structure is missing. It needs a heading 1 and 2. Here's how you could fix it. This header, this sentence, the quick guide to copyright, OER, and CC licenses, make that the header 1. And then the other stuff in here, you could make heading 2 or heading 3. There was a table in it. There was some issues with the table. And so it said, you know, go and click the header row, go to the properties, do as repeat as header row. That's making accessible. It's going to walk you through all the steps to make things accessible. The other tool is called Joshua. It is an AI chat bot made by the community colleges of Los Angeles in California. They use their different colors for their schools, but you can actually say, I'd rather use Green River's colors. Here you go. And it'll give you Green River colors instead. So for this one, you can upload any file and say, I'd really like this to be an accessible Canvas page instead of a file. So this is what I asked it. Same document as the GPT one, and it gave me the HTML code. You don't need to know HTML code to do this. You just need to know where to click in Canvas to copy and paste from this to Canvas. And you'll learn that in the session. But this is what it turned into. So on the bottom left is a screenshot of the Word document. There's a table, has that header that wasn't a header. And then it turned it into this lovely Green River branded Canvas page that is accessible.
Do that for PDFs.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, yes. The question was, will it do it for PDFs? And the answer is yes. Another session is about decision trees. So I have content. I have a PDF. Am I the owner? Yes. Do I have another type of file? And then yes, no, it continues on the decision tree. No, I'm not the owner. What's the source of the PDF? Is it an online article? Is it a third-party publisher? Is it a scanned book? And then for each of those, what do you do? Yes or no? And it just kind of goes down. So you kind of get a way to look at documents and maybe save yourself some time before you try to remediate a PDF that's scanned that's going to take you 6 hours, and rather maybe you build it into Canvas instead, or maybe there's an actual fully accessible version online that you just didn't know about because you grabbed it from 5 or 6 years ago when it wasn't a thing. Or you can go through the process of making it accessible with Adobe and Word. Okay. So the other session will be on Panorama. We have a person from YuJa, the company, coming to do that session for us. It's going to be in this physical room, this Zoom room. And it's a tool. It's similar to Ally, but it's better. It's the best type of tool in that way on the market right now. That doesn't mean it's the best or it's not wrong, or that it couldn't be better. But so just like any tool, it's going to look at those technical stuff because it's technology. It can only look at technology. So it's going to say you're missing alt text on that image, but it can't put in meaningful alt text. If there's alt text that's the name of the image, like profile 249-JPEG, it's going actually Panorama is going to pick that up as it's the same name as the image, but again, meaningful, it can't make it meaningful. Headings, it's not going to know your content and if the headings are logical, so that's always something you're going to have to look over yourself as the content expert. It does have a scoring system, just like Ally does. Any scoring system in any of these is arbitrary numbers based on what the tool can detect. So it's not looking at any of the things that it can't detect, but based on what it is detecting is the score. So a good score is a good score. That's awesome, but it doesn't necessarily mean that your course is fully accessible, even if it says 100. So be sure to go through everything and at least know the basics of accessibility so that you can double check that everything is actually accessible. So how do you find it? If you looked in your Canvas shell over the last day, you might have seen it because it is everywhere. So this is your view. So you're seeing all of these things in every places. Students see similar, well, they see one type of icon. They see a blue circle with a person in it, and that is the symbol for alternative formats. So they can pull stuff for alternative formats, but they don't see the scoring, the red, blue, and yellow. Blue is not in a circle. So course menu, there's a Panorama for accessibility thing now there. In files, you'll see the little icons next to each item, unless it is unable to review it. So like if you have audio files, it's not going to do anything for that. In your modules, it's going to show for pages and documents, quizzes, assignments. In your announcements page, or if you have your announcements above your modules, it's going to give you one for each of your announcements. Basically, anywhere there is content embedded in the course, you're going to get the little icon. So what do they mean? The little red one is low accessibility. The medium one, or the yellow one, is medium accessibility. The blue in a, I'm going to space it. What is that shape? Hexagon. Blue in the hexagon is high accessibility. Yes, Katie.
I feel like an accessibility tool that uses blue and red to mean opposite things and eventually colorblind. I'm just saying.
The purple person with an almost full circle is the file is processing. There are no alternative formats available is the gray, and then generating alternative formats is the blue in circle. More icons. So when you're looking at a file, once you click on one of these low, medium, or high accessibility icons, you're going to get a score. So the score is going to say your percentage, and if it's high, it's going to be green, that right-hand side of gauges, and then medium yellow, bottom red, but it's going to give you the specific percentage. Then it's also, when you kind of go in, it's going to give you the specific issue and if it's minor, major, or severe. And then separate from like pages and Word documents and PowerPoints and PDFs. If you have images in your class, you're going to get a different tag, which is this alt, this purple with the ALT in it. And this is amazing. It's going to allow you to add alt text, and it's going to do it everywhere in your course that image is. Okay. So if you click on the course menu of Panorama for Accessibility, you're going to get this area. And on the left hand, it's going to be really small, but if you hover over it, it's going to pop open and give you Doc Hub, to-do list, reports, and configuration. The Doc Hub is your personal area. No one else is seeing it. Students aren't seeing it. It's not connected to the course in any way. This is where you can upload whatever you want, and you'll get all of the same tools for making things accessible and getting alternative formats. The to-do list, anywhere you're in a course or in your Doc Hub, you can do the 3 dots on the item and add it to your to-do list. So you can make a list of things you want to do. The course report, that's where you're going to see your course score. It will also tell you other data points like how many students have downloaded what types of alternative formats. So you can kind of see what they're looking for. And then also list of the course files, the list of the specific issues in those files, and then anything you've already remediated. And it includes the old score and the new score after you've done the work, which is kind of fun. And then configuration, you can set your personal settings. I would definitely recommend going in there and saying, I don't want any extra alerts. So reviewing for accessibility. So now kind of going back to what I was saying before. So the top left screenshot is of a file in the files area. So when you click on the little red icon, you're going to get a little pop-up. That's actually a pretty big pop-up, but at the top of it is going to be the accessibility report. And if you click on that rectangle, you're going to get a pop-up from the right, which is the screenshot on the right-hand side. And you're going to see overall the number of minor, major, and severe issues, and then the total number of overall issues. And then below that, you're going to see each individual issue. And if it's something that you can fix directly there's going to be the little tool icon with fix issue. You can click on that. It's going to tell you what to do. It's going to give you a space to do it, and then you can do it right there. If you can't do it in the system, it's going to say learn more. And when you click on that, it's going to open up the slot right-hand side, and it's going to show you a video of how to do it. And then it's also going to give you written instructions on how to do it. And then it will give you a spot at the bottom, similar to Ally, where you can upload the new version to overwrite the old one. Okay, so this is kind of what that looks like when you say, I want to fix this issue. It's going to pop open the file you have on the left-hand side, and the thing that's wrong will be highlighted in a yellow little box. This one, it's an overall thing. The title is missing from the entire document, so it's this tiny little yellow box at the very top left of the screen. But if it was like a link, it would be a yellow box right over the link. And then on the right-hand side, there is the place where I would put the title. And then at the bottom right, I would hit add fix, and it's going to add it to a list of things to fix. So it's not going to immediately fix it. But if you wanted to immediately fix it and see what it looks like, you could just skip to review and say, do it now. And then it's going to change it, and you can see it change right there. So once you make that change, make that fix, that document is now updated. It's replaced your original file, and it's ready to go. So anywhere it is in the course, it's updated for the students. It's not always correct. So double check that it did things correctly. If you're running into issues regularly, please email eLearning because a couple other colleges have been using this in the system and they said that their support is fantastic and they fix bugs and issues within a few weeks, if not the next technical update that they do. So we can make this better than it already is. Like I said, it overwrites the file with your changes, but should you maybe not want those changes it made or it made it wrong, or you really want that very first version you had, you can go back into the version history and grab that and any version that you've done.